Finding your interior design style is hard. It's really hard. It's expensive to furnish a place, and most of the items that you're buying, you want to last for a majority of your life. Whereas in fashion, you can buy things on a whim, last minute, get rid of it, donate it, resell it, and it's not really breaking your bank. I mean, sometimes it does, but within interiors, most stuff you purchase is kind of a big purchase. Even if you're trying to find an affordable sofa, it still is expensive. Furnishing your home is pricey. So you want to do it right, and you want to do it in a way that lasts, you know? So I've kind of put together my approach of how I found my interior style. I did not just have style my entire life. It has taken me years of playing around, buying things, selling things. I look back on a lot of stuff that I've done and question it. But I do feel like I've gotten to a point where I feel like I know myself, I know what I like, and it helps. It really helps when putting together your home, because then it lasts. And that's ultimately the goal, right? And trends are these like little things that get in the way, that trick your mind into thinking this is how I should decorate my home. When in reality, you only want to take trends in bits and pieces. You want to find out what your actual style is. So here's my guide on how to avoid trends and figure out what your style really is, what you really like. You must start collecting inspiration. I am constantly being inspired by the restaurants I go to, hotels, friends' homes, real life inspiration. But don't be overwhelmed with that. Take it in little pieces. If you go into someone's home that you really love, don't try to mimic everything they've done. Take little pieces of things that you've loved and incorporate it in your own home. When you copy someone fully, it doesn't feel authentic. It's not going to feel like you. You have to take inspiration from all different areas and take little pieces of it. Don't follow just one account where you love their style. You have to dig into others to figure out what areas you want to incorporate in your own home. And that goes the same for trends. Trends are fun, but you don't want your entire place to be trendy. You want to pick and choose what trends you want to incorporate in your space. And I think social media makes that a little difficult because these trends will go viral and people will get really excited. And it's kind of like a little drug where you see this new thing and it looks amazing, and then it gets all this hype. You put it in your house and then it's quickly out of style because it was just this like trendy little thing that everyone was doing on TikTok or whatever. So I'm not saying you have to avoid trends. Everything kind of starts with the trend, but be picky about the ones that you participate in and pay close attention to the other people who are participating in this trend, because that is important. And that is my next point. Who are you following on social media? Who are the Instagram accounts that you like to follow for fashion or for art or for interiors? Who are these people and why do you trust their taste? I think it's important to find the people on social media or people online who are showing you their designs and deciding whether they are authentic to it. Are they just trying to sell you a product? Are they just here for the money? Or do they just have really cool taste and that ends up influencing you? I draw a ton of my inspiration from people I follow on Instagram, interior design accounts, photographers, friends of mine, friends of friends, artists. It's important to me to curate my social media to people that I actually like what they're doing. You're consuming all of this content from people that maybe you followed years ago. So while this sounds annoying and kind of dumb, weed through the influencers or the content creators or whoever you're following on all of your social media platforms and get rid of some of them. Unfollow. You don't need all of the content in your face because it can start to confuse you. So what I did is I went through who I was following on TikTok, who I was following on Instagram. I'm honestly not really on any other social media platforms. But I unfollowed people, and it's nothing personal. I just think it gets a little overwhelming when you're trying to design a space, or if you're like trying to upgrade your wardrobe or whatever. There's just so much content out there that it confuses me when I'm trying to make design decisions. And while I do get a lot of my inspiration from social media, I also draw a lot of inspiration from the people I surround myself with. I'm very inspired by the way my mom decorated our house as a child. I wouldn't say we have the exact same style, but there's pieces that I've used in my own decor that I know has come from my mom. I also am inspired by a lot of my friends. And again, it's not like we all have to have the same taste. I go into, Kate's house, and while we're similar in design, we're also very different, but it's fun in that way where she'll discover a paint color and then I will use it in, a bathroom or something, and she'll copy me on certain things. And it's not copying if you're just doing it in small doses. It's fun to have friends who also have cool taste or whatever, whether it's fashion or whatever it is, to be able to, buy something from an artist they found. Share it. Share your design finds. Share where you got things. As long as you're not replicating someone's full home, I think it's really flattering when someone comes into my space and asks me, where is this tray from? And I can tell them, because why not? That's how we all build our taste, is by sharing the knowledge of where you discovered something and passing it along with your friends and sharing it with your mom and taking old things from your basement. And it's all about a mix and match of the things that you see every day. So not just on social media. And now you need inspiration in your everyday home, like art books and magazines and little items that you have collected. Those small things are what's gonna help you curate the larger things in your space. For me, I love having design books and art books around me and really cool, small vintage pieces of art that weren't even that expensive. But sometimes when you have small items that have meaning that you want to keep forever, that helps you with the big money purchases that you are going to have to make, because you need a bed frame, you need a couch to sit on. So start small if you don't have the funds, and then draw inspiration from those items that are around you. Right now, my place is completely unfurnished. I have a lot of art. I have a lot of vases, books, small items that I've collected over the years that I really love. And it helps when you're surrounded by the small, more affordable things, because it helps you kind of know what bigger pieces you want to bring into this space. Like, will these coffee table books look good on this coffee table? So draw inspiration from what's around you. And if you don't have that inspiration around you, start somewhere. Start with a book, a candle, a small little item. It will influence you to grow your collection with the bigger stuff. Start small. Let's take a quick little break to talk about today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. I recently just built my own Squarespace website for the launch of Was, my little home brand company, and it was extremely user-friendly and easy to use. You can build a website, you can engage with your audience, you can build a portfolio. There are plenty of options for pretty much any type of website need you may have. I thought setting up an online store was going to be super difficult, but the Squarespace platform actually makes it very simple, and it's almost like a step-by-step process to create a beautiful design and open your own store. It was really easy to connect my domain that I had already previously purchased. So even the things that you think would be extremely difficult to do, Squarespace makes it extremely easy. It's also super simple to connect your socials. Up here in the corner, I have the Was Instagram, and everything was customizable, which is amazing because I wanted my website to feel unique and different and like me, and Squarespace made that possible through a lot of different templates and design options
through their platform. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/PaigeWassel to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again, Squarespace, for helping me with the launch of Was and for sponsoring this video.
A good thing to remember is that personal items that you have inherited from your grandma or grandpa, will always be timeless. Those are the types of items you want in your home. Stuff with meaning, stuff that you have been given by someone that you love. Those items will always be cool. Let's say this vase was given to me by my grandpa. It was not, I thrifted it. But this will never go out of style because it is from my grandpa. Now, you probably could go to Target to get, one of the more trendy vases or a more modern vase, but I don't want that because I have a vase from my grandpa, and that's hypothetical. I don't actually have a vase from my grandpa. I actually don't even have a grandpa. But if I did, I would keep all of his items, no matter what they look like. It's cool in your home, and it really does give like a different energy, believe it or not, to me at least. Like when something has meaning compared to if it's from Target. And when you're at the point where you want to start making moves, you've saved up a little bit of money and you're ready to make some purchases, I think that's when people get scared and when they go down the more trendy route. This is where I highly, highly, highly encourage you to make a Pinterest board. Pinterest is the key to interior design. I have a Pinterest board for every single room of every place that I've ever lived in, because that is where you are able to kind of gather your thoughts into a mood board. I don't know what people do without a mood board. I don't know how you would even design a room without a place to store those thoughts, because it's super overwhelming. You need to curate your design ideas or your inspiration into a mood board. Pinterest is also just amazing for that. If you find one single image you like, it will start curating you more images. And then it brings you new ideas and photos that you've never seen before of people that aren't on social media, because a majority of my inspiration is from Pinterest of people I don't even know. I don't need my inspiration to be from someone that also is on camera. I think that's great. I think that's fun if they have the ability for both, but a lot of people with cool design aren't on TikTok too, So go to Pinterest. Designspiration is also a great website for this, but if you do not have a Pinterest board for your room, I feel like you're gonna be extremely overwhelmed because you won't know where to start or what the vibe is or what it is you're doing. You need to be able to take that out of your brain and put it onto a screen, I guess. Also, when you see something you like, write it in your notes. I have notes for everything that I have loved. If I go into a restaurant and I really like a certain rug style they have, I'll write that in my notes. I'll be like, ooh, vintage floral rug from this place. And then when I am trying to figure out what rug I want for my living room, I have in my notes being like, you really like this one. And it's so helpful. You never remember stuff, like you'll see something at a friend's house or whatever, and then you'll forget about it. But if you write it down, it's really nice to be able to reference that for when you're making decisions, because making the decisions are tough. And again, that's when you become very trendy, because you're not doing your research. To find your own personal style, you have to be patient with yourself. You have to allow yourself to curate a home over time. Don't rush into buying something. If you want a mid-century console, don't just go straight to Wayfair to get it. Give yourself time to maybe find an authentic one or to find something you really, really love. And if you need furniture, right now I have no furniture. If you need furniture, go buy something off Facebook Marketplace to hold that place for something that you will really want to invest in the future. I know in my Chicago spot, I built out, this like hinge desk office area, but that wasn't going to happen right away. So I had just a general table in there for like 6 months. So if you need stuff, buy something that you can later sell. Don't rush into everything. Don't just follow the trends. Don't just go to Target and buy what's new, because that's where you will get confused with what you really like, because you furnished a place based off of the trends that are out there now, or you found one person that you really liked and you copied their home. That's not the way to go about it. Take your time and do your research. You have to put in time and effort to figure out what it is you like. You have to consume the content that is going to bring you inspiration. It's tough. Interior design is tough because it costs money, and you want to do it right, and you want to curate a home for yourself. And if you don't have that natural ability, a lot of us don't have a natural ability for everything. For me, I'm not very good at cooking. I don't have that natural talent to kind of whip a dinner together. And I think that's a great comparison, especially for people who don't have that like natural ability to know what they want to do with their space. For me, like for cooking, I ask my friends for a lot of recipes. I ask them their sources that they go to find these recipes. I have Pinterest boards of stuff that I want to cook. I outsource all of it. I try to find help all over, whether it's on social media or Pinterest or friends or at restaurants. I'm always keeping my eyes open because I want to learn how to cook. Do I want to learn how to cook? I do. But I understand that it's not something I'm naturally talented at, so I know that I have to try harder to figure that side out. Does this all make sense? Trust me when I say you can find your taste. Everyone has style that they love. It's really just about finding the people or the accounts or the inspiration that can help you build your place, and take bits and pieces from all of it. Even the trends on TikTok, if you like it, take small amounts. Don't overdo it. Take your time, spend your money wisely, and subscribe. All right, that's it. Hopefully this helps. I feel like I could even go more in depth on like my process of start to finish of designing a space, which I guess you're all going to see in next year's decorating content. But I also could do a sit down. Don't paint a TikTok arch and stop doing lime wash. I'll tell you the trends not to do. I'll tell you, because I can see right through them. I can see, oh, this is going to be bad. So, all right. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. And I'll see you on the 28th, I think. Okay. Goodbye.